Hello students, you have learned about transistor amplifiers and how it can be connected in various configurations and how proper biasing can be done for transistors, amplifiers. All these you have learned, and when you learned that, you were discussing all those things with the help of a common emitter amplifier. And today we are going to learn a different configuration, that is a common collector amplifier, which is a special case of an amplifier, or it is something which is used for special purpose and it works in a different way. So we shall discuss about that. We can see here the circuit diagram of a common collector configuration amplifier, or it is called as the emitter follower. Okay. The speciality of this particular circuit you can observe, and you can compare it with the previous transistor amplifiers which you have learned. You can see that the input signal we give at this point, that is there. Then you have a coupling capacitor to filter away the DC component, and then you can see that a plus VCC supply is given, and from there you have two resistors R1 and R2 connected here, and you have learned that this is actually voltage divider biasing, and this provides the sufficient biasing for the transistor, right? So these, as usual, you have R1 and R2 as you see in the other transistor configurations also, which you have learned. So the voltage across the resistance R2 provides proper biasing for the uh, input side, that is around base emitter is the input junction, right? So this voltage across the resistance R2 is actually the input. It provides the input voltage. And now you can see that as usual you have the emitter resistor, and then it is against your normal view, that is you don't have a collector resistor here. So one of the striking difference between a common collector configuration or an emitter follower circuit is that it doesn't have a collector resistor. Okay, no collector resistor. Okay, now okay, that is one striking difference. Another thing is, you always in a common emitter amplifier you have seen an additional bypass capacitor along with the resistance Re, or in the emitter resistor. That is not here seen. So we can say that here we can say that there is no emitter bypass capacitor. It is not emitter bypass capacitor. And what you see here, C2 is actually a coupling capacitor for taking the output signal. So it is not the bypass capacitor. Bypass capacitor usually comes here parallel to Re. Okay, so the striking difference between common collector configuration, and this is, you can see, I will write here, this is a common collector amplifier, and the striking difference between this and the common emitter amplifier is that there is no collector resistor and there is no bypass emitter bypass capacitor here. Okay, now we shall see how it becomes an emitter follower and how it becomes a common collector. Okay, now we can see that since there is no resistor here, when you do the DC analysis or AC DC analysis of the circuit, we can say that this when you do the AC analysis, you can see there is no VCC supply here. So you can consider this as at a ground potential. Okay. So this is the only DC supply which you purposely give. So that is actually, you can consider this IC is being grounded at that point when you do the AC analysis. Okay, it can be considered as in a ground position. Okay, so now we can see that the input here is given at the input is provided at this base. Input signal goes to the base, and then output is taken from the emitter. So output is taken from this point using a coupling capacitor, and the voltage across the RL is actually the output voltage. So emitter is the output terminal, okay, and base is the input terminal. Then you can see that this is actually grounded. So this comes actually as a common thing between the input side and the output side. So here, since input signal is given here at the base, output is taken from the emitter, the common terminal coming for both input and output is actually the collector. So that is why it is called as a common collector configuration. Okay. Now, so that is about the common collector configuration. Now we have to think why it is called as an emitter follower. Now if you can say that we give the input signal here. Actually the input signal is actually VCC, right? That is the voltage at this point. That is the voltage across R2 is actually the input given. So that voltage is VCC divided by the total resistance R1 plus R2. Then the voltage across, resistance. It is the resistance across R2. So first we have to find a current flowing through R2. Current flowing through R2 is VCC divided by R1 plus R2 multiplied by the resistance R2. So this is actually the input at the base. And if you can see that the output, you can see this. Now you see this voltage that we call as V2, since it is appearing across input is something, input is the one which is given here. So the voltage across R2 is actually V2. Now if you consider this closed circuit, that is consider having only R2, then potential drop across VBE, and then RE, voltage across RE. If you consider this closed circuit, you can write Kirchhoff's voltage equation as V2 equal to then VBE plus IE, current flowing through resistance RE, then IE times RE. Okay, now we can see this is the voltage drop across the this emitter base junction, and you can see that this is a very small value, around 0.6 or 0.7 volt, right? So that means this V2 is approximately equal to IERE, because as VBE is very small, you can say that output, or you can say this is actually equal to the output voltage, right? So this output voltage, that is IERE, which is appearing here, this is almost equal to V2 or slightly less than V2, right? So we can say that the output voltage follows the input voltage. So here we can say that since the output voltage follows the input voltage, and that is why we call it as the emitter follower. Emitter follows the input voltage, and in that sense we call it as a emitter follower. And this is a current feedback. One more thing is important about this. This is a current feedback amplifier. Okay. It is a common collector. It is an emitter follower. It is a current feedback amplifier. It is again negative feedback amplifier, but then current feedback means actually the feedback voltage to the input side is actually proportional to the emitter current. That is voltage feedback voltage is actually proportional to the output current, that is IE. So that is why we say we actually feedback the voltage, but then that feedback voltage is proportional to the output current, and that is why we call it as a current feedback amplifier. Okay, so this is the basic thing, and already we have discussed about the functioning, because input signal comes here and then you get the output voltage from here, and the output voltage almost follows the input voltage, which we call as the emitter follower, and this is a current feedback amplifier, and this is a common collector configuration amplifier. So these are the main features of this emitter follower. Now discussing about the characteristics of emitter follower is that first thing you can say that the voltage gain is very low, right? The voltage gain of this amplifier is very low, or very low means it is gain is less than 1, or it is close to 1, or it is almost around 1, you can say, or it is basically less than 1. So basically it doesn't, so that means the emitter follower is not useful for gain, for introducing a gain to the circuit, right? So but then you can say that it has the feature of an amplifier. That means it has very high input impedance, very high input impedance, okay, and then a low output impedance, which you prefer from an amplifier. So that is a low output impedance. Okay, and then since so that means even though it doesn't produce any voltage gain, you can use it in circuits at the end of circuits when you cascade different amplifiers together. At the end of the circuit, if you can keep emitter follower, what it produces is it will act as a like the emitter follower itself will produce high input impedance and low output impedance, right? So if that low output impedance is connected to, or if it acts as a source, you can see, you have learned how good it is. But then basically it doesn't produce any voltage gain as such. Okay, so it is basically used as a buffer, which you have learned in various other cases. Now, one thing is, though it doesn't have any voltage gain, its current gain is high. So it has high current gain, okay, as well as its power gain, and power gain also is very high. High current and power gain. Then here the input and the output AC voltages are in phase. Input and output AC voltages are in phase in this case. Okay, because we don't have a connector resistor there. So when you calculate it, we can see that both of them are in phase. So these are the various features of the emitter follower circuit. I hope you have understood this, and if you have any doubts, you can put in the comment box. Okay, thank you very much.